Trump declares war on Canada. Again. Yes, it's deja vu. Donald Trump is declaring a trade war with Canada. They're already in effect in trade war with Canada. Well, he's paused the negotiations, trade negotiations, and now he's threatening to add more tariffs on Canada, your closest trading partner. And we all know it just hurts Americans and American businesses. It does also hurt Canada, let's be honest. And why is this? Well, he ain't happy because he says that Canada is a very difficult country to negotiate with. Basically, he ain't getting his own way. No, it's strong. Now, he's going on about 400% tariffs on the dairy industry. Yes, he says that American dairy farmers have been charged 400% on dairy, which is a lie. It's a quota system. If you reach the quota, you pay 400% tariffs, but you never reached it. Nowhere near. It's just to protect the market in Canada being flooded with US dairy products. And you never met that demand. So that ain't an issue. But he's still spinning that line. But that's Trump all over. He just lies and he lies and lies. And I'll tell you what else he's lying about, is the fact that he is a child sex offender. Just put it out there. Have I got to say alleged, apparently? Yeah, alleged. Well, he's declared war on Canada, but look on the bright side, alright? At least you're not a US American in Canada. No, you're not. That is something to be thankful for, that really is. No. Considering everything that's going on in the United States, I'll be covering that in this video as well. I'll start with Canada, alright? Because quite frankly, this is getting ridiculous. But there is some bright news for Canada. There are deals being struck with Canada, just not with the United States. Your closest trading partner. Donald Trump is throwing the United States into an absolute quagmire of shit. He does like shit, after all. He likes dropping it out of little jets, don't he? You know, usually on protesters, and one in particular, Harry Sisson. Well, you know what it's like with this man. He can't help himself. He's a petulant child. He's a petulant child, and he is a Philistine. I'll be going into that in this video as well, because he is a Philistine. Now, a certain Fox News presenter, there's my voice already, a Fox News presenter, he said, forget about Canada. Don't make Canada the 51st state. As you know, that's the rhetoric coming out of the White House. No, make Venezuela the 51st state instead. What is going on in these people's heads? Well, I suppose he's already started bombing them. He's killing fishermen. Yeah, he's good at that, you know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, Mark Carney, all right, he has said that we need to rekindle growth for Canada, and that is happening. It is happening. No, don't forget that it ain't that long since Mark Carney's been in power, and you don't negotiate trade deals with other countries, and industries themselves don't negotiate trade deals between themselves, just like that. It just doesn't happen. The unfortunate thing is, the reality of the situation is that Canada's economy is going to plummet, and it's going to get very difficult for Canada to pay its way. Its debt will increase as a result. But that is a cost of doing business. Think of it as being an investment in Canada's future. Because that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to need money, not just to maintain the status quo, so to speak, but you're also going to need money to invest in infrastructure, in housing, construction. Use the materials that you have got. Now, Mark Carney has actually said that. He's made that quite clear. He has. We do need to see it put into action. But it takes time. You don't all of a sudden start building. You've got to get the trades in place. You might even have to start more training of the trades. You might need to think about different methods of building housing and other forms of construction. doesn't have to be bricks and mortar, does it? Labour-intensive construction. These places, they can be built in factories. Prefabricated houses don't need to be rubbish. They don't need to be post-war crap, do they? No. Look at the hoof houses, for instance, in Germany. Look at the housing in Sweden and places like that. Fantastic places. They can be nice, solid homes. And Canada is not... it's not unusual for Canada to have timber-framed houses anyway, is it? You've got shitloads of timber, so go, you know. But do it in factories where you got control. That's just my point of view, you know, as someone who's worked in the construction industry. But, you know, there's businesses that are talking to each other. There's countries now talking to each other, Canada, etc. You know, for instance, if I remember right, let's get the right on top of my head here. You've got the Type 212 CD submarine project, and Germany and Norway, they're advocating for Canada to be a part of that. Finland, for instance, is looking for partnering with quantum tech. Quantum tech is going to want to be partnering with Canada. You see, businesses are opening up, and industries opening up to the idea of a closer relationship with Canada because they want partners they can rely on. And they can rely on the Canadian people and the Canadian government. For a start, you've got a decent Prime Minister, it's got to be said. You know, so Andrew Bailey's taken over from Mark Carney. Mark Carney was our Prime Minister during the Brexit, and he really helped us out. He's no fool. He's no Brexiter either, to be fair, but he is no fool. He's not a stupid man. I imagine he must find it very difficult having to go into that bloody White House, sit there with Donald Trump and fluff him. He must find that life. It must be painful. I don't know if I could do it. I really don't know how I could do it. I just sucking up to that man. Anyway. I'd have to grab his hair or something, you know. Yeah, I'd end up in a gulag probably, but anyway. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how any of them do it. Mark Rutte was there, went and visited his daddy. You know, daddy. He called Donald Trump daddy, for Christ's sake. This is the head of bloody NATO. What the fuck? That time when Poland's being invaded by drones, what are you? And Estonia and that, you know? Just last night, they were tracking drones coming from Russia into... it might have been from the Donetsk region, I can't remember actually. But anyway, from Russians heading to Poland. First got warnings from Ukraine, and then they started tracking it, and yeah, yes. Can't trust these people. And you can't trust Donald Trump. The Canadians certainly can. It seems every time that Mark Carney has what you could say, a very cordially meeting with the orange von shits and pants in the White House, that feckin' paprika Palpatine. All looked like fun. Looked like having a whale of a time, didn't it? And then what does Donald Trump do? Announced he's going to put more tariffs on Canada. It seems to me that whenever you put yourself in front of Donald Trump, you're just reminding him that you exist. And they go, let's attack him now. I know for a fact from insiders that they've publicly said that Donald Trump, when he gets off the phone to these people, when he's behind the scenes after the so-called meeting that has apparently gone so well, he said, look what they'll do for me. Basically bend the knee. Look how they talk to me. That's what he expects. And then he'll shout on them from, actually from a jet. An F-35, yeah, like he did on Harry Sisson. It's getting beyond a joke. Now, like I say, as a bystander, I'm a Brit living in France, and I'm very aware that it affects us as well. Everything that's gone on over there, between Canada and the United States, and the United States with every other fucking country, it affects us all. And its lack of wealth affects us all. Back in August, The United States national debt was 37 trillion. They just announced that September's national debt is 38 trillion. A trillion in a month. That is a canary in the coal mine, that it is. Just like the fact that people ain't spending with McDonald's. Yes, people's disposable income has been squeezed in the United States. People aren't spending money. They're not buying McDonald's. They ain't buying anything else. They ain't replacing their cars. They ain't doing this. They ain't doing that. They ain't spending money. And that goes across the board. Let alone the boycotts. Elbows up. Actually, I need to talk about the boycotts, okay? Being I just digressed into the boycotts, I think we need to talk about the boycotts. You see, they seem to be softening. You need to double your efforts. Not soften them, my friendly Canadians. No, you have done very well. You've screwed their tourist industry big time, but unfortunately there are some traitors in the midst in Canada. Snowbirds are still travelling to the United States. I hope they get fucking locked up in a gulag somewhere. They're going against the people of Canada who are doing very well. They are sacrificing in some cases or changing their habits to align with Canada first. Make Canada greater. I'm not going to say great again, because it's always great. Alright? Yeah, I said it, alright? Yeah. I blame the French. Oh, dear me. So the whole thing is gone to pot, alright? In the United States. The economy's gone to pot. The leadership has gone to pot. And also, your, how to put it, your... how to describe this? A certain pastor has just been arrested, alright? This particular pastor, yes, your religion's gone to pot as well. It's always gone to pot because it's a pot of crap, to be honest. It's a pot of crap. So, this geezer here who likes to, this pastor, he likes to leave in helicopters. He also likes to show off his Lambo in the church, as well as his gold encrusted Bentley, you know. This is how indoctrinated these people are. Indoctrinated by the religion and wealth. That ain't their wealth. Actually, it is their wealth because they're the ones that give it to them. Fucking donations. The geezer here, he was mocking. They're the poor people handing checks over to him. And he mocked them. Oh, what, only $1,900? Oh, that's not enough. What the fuck? You're crazy. There is a high percentage of people in the United States that have lost their fucking minds. These people ain't godly. They're greedy fucking fucks, they are. They're just trying to take your money. It's a grift. Anyway, I think he's been arrested, so that's good. So at least there's something good coming out of that one. At least you ain't got that in... I hope you ain't got that in Canada. You got that in Canada, have you? You haven't got pastors like that, have you? Because quite frankly, this is just nuts. I don't understand it. I'm an atheist, all right? I don't believe in any of that shit, all right? You might not like me for tough tea, all right? You probably unsubscribed because I'm getting more people unsubscribing than subscribing at the moment. I'm losing subscribers. I got to 53,000. Went up to 53,098 subscribers, and now I've gone down to 50 and 70 something subscribers. It's going. Yeah, I'm losing more. I'm gaining. People hate me. Oh well, never mind. Shit happens, and it does. But you know. Meanwhile, this man, all right, when this is all going on, okay, he's destroying the US economy. He's destroying the fucking White House, which is basically, I suppose that's symbolism, really, isn't it? That is a symbol, really, of everything that is going on. Everything is falling down, including the White House. Yes, he now is saying that he's going to completely and utterly destroy the East Wing. It's been 123 years. Hasn't this man got any soul? He's clearly a Philistine. He sees no value in anything, and he doesn't see value in the people. He sees everybody as a cost, unless you're handing over shitloads of money to him. What he don't understand is all the little people at the bottom is making all the rich people rich in the first place, and if they do make the rich people rich in the first place, they wouldn't be able to hand over giant cheques to Donald Trump, would they? How on earth did YouTube, Alphabet, hand over £1 million to Donald Trump if it weren't for people like us? You see, those bloody platforms only make money, YouTube only makes money from the advertising and what have you, and the data. If they had no data and had no reason to advertise, no clients, because the people are not spending money, well then, quite frankly, these platforms would fall flat on their faces, right across the board. ChatGPT, Nvidia, all these platforms fall flat on their faces. Nvidia is actually going, their stocks have plummeted since China has absolutely screwed them. Yes, they've banned their chips effectively. The imports of their, mainly two of their chips. The AI chips and the AI-driven GPUs. So yes, Donald Trump is screwing everybody, every single industry in the United States, and now he's trying to deflect onto Canada again. It's about flooding the zone. Steve Bannon told us all what was going on. He advised Donald Trump, flood the zone. They can't report on it all. And they'll all go for they'll be publishing, the front pages will be the most egregious stuff. As long as it's not the Epstein files. Actually, I think I might have to read a certain book by the late Virginia DeFray. I'll probably cry, but I'll probably be more angry than I am now. Because quite frankly, it's just, this man needs to be shot. Sorry. But he is a traitor. Donald Trump is a traitor to the United States of America and absolutely any civil discord. He's just plain evil. And any MAGA people that are watching this, if you follow that man, you're just the same. All those people that are signing up to become ICE agents, you're all the same. You're evil fucking bastards. That you are. We know why you're doing it, because you like to hurt people. That's the only reason why you want to be ICE agents, because you want to hurt people. Well, there's been a little bit of an issue with recruiting nasty fucking pieces of work, alright? They're running out of them. Yeah, the ones that are fit enough to do the job, you see. People have been signing up. The fatties and the beardos have been signing up, they have. But when they get to the training centre, yes, they actually get trained, believe it or not. They go to the training centre to be trained, they've got about to run a mile and a half. And they trip over the beds and the beddies. They fail at the first hurdle. So they've been rejected by the training centre. They're getting copious amounts of people turning up that they have to turn away because they don't fit the bill. And they won't shave. No. I'm kidding not. I'm not lying to you. This is exactly what's happening. I just can't believe this shit. I mean, every single day, it's just nuts. Oh, dear. Oh. This is madness. Absolute madness. It fries my brain. It really does. And then you've got the fucking Prince Andrew, that nonce. He looks like he's going to end up be questioned in front of Congress and also Parliament. That he's going to address the UK system as well as the US system. Is pretty much because of what's been exposed recently in Virginia DeFray's book. Some cases he had like 9 youngsters around him. Doing the thing. With Prince Andrew. Ugh. Very messy, I should imagine. But don't worry. There was no sweat. Because apparently, according to him, in an interview that he had in the UK, I can't remember her name now, but anyway, BBC reporter, he said that he has a rare condition where he doesn't sweat. Because Virginia DeFray said he's very sweaty. He said, "Oh, don't sweat," he said. These people. Why is it, right, that people at MAGA and people who aren't MAGA, why do we look up to people who are these billionaires, millionaires and royalty and shit like that? Why do we look up to these people that do absolutely nothing for anybody? Why do we? You could argue that, you know, King Charles, he does do some stuff, and he has done stuff in the past. Positive stuff. But still, it's costing the UK taxpayers shitload of feckin' money. Oh, he brings in more money than he spends. Oh, for Christ's sake. Yeah, no, they'll fall for any old shit, that they will. Well, same with Donald Trump, you know. People fall for any old shit that comes out of his funny tiny little mouth. Like to be sucking on a lemon. What the fuck is going on with that man? Bloody lunatic. I'll tell you what, though, what did make me laugh a little bit is when I saw Donald Trump. You know, when I was demolishing that bloody White House, you know, the East Wing. Cocky, you wouldn't believe this. Donald Trump was, I think, is this the one?
Donald Trump is literally
destroying the White House. No, it's not that one. Where is it? Can't find it now. Oh, here it is, yeah. He got killed. He was taking a bath. Donald Trump was taking a bath in a Volvo 360. There. See? I told you. Yeah. There we go. Should we do it again? Yeah, I reckon so. Oh, here he comes. Oh, blimey. Oh, fucking hell. Blimey, that's like a tidal wave. Yeah, belly flopped that one, he did. So, and then obviously we've got these very dangerous people, you know. Look at the state of that. Oh, crikey. No, Nirvana, can't do that.
Right. Are so untrained that they attempted to throw smoke on protesters here in Portland to blind them out of the crowd, but the wind picked up the smoke and blew it back in the direction of the ice agents.
Now, there have been some other some more news that you might not have heard about. I think it was in Carolina. They're going to do prenatal checks. Prenatal checks. So if you live in Carolina and you're pregnant, they'll check the state of your pregnancy. And if you do anything that leads to a miscarriage, it could be work, it could be going down a roller coaster, it could be absolutely anything. And if you miscarry, you could then either be unalived or imprisoned. This is where the United States is heading. Also, behind the scenes, pressure has been put on. The talk is now that there's going to be another executive order where they're going to pressure all the voting stations and what have you to put basically make it very uncomfortable for people to make their vote at all the polling stations. That is going to evolve into some pretty nasty shit. Along with the fact that these Dominion voting machines are now owned. Yes, Dominion's been bought and they've changed the name to, I've told you yesterday, I need to say it again and again and again, and people need reminded of this, how dangerous this is becoming. It's now been renamed to Liberty Vote, and it belongs to a Trumper. Somebody who was a election denier. Denied Biden. You honestly think you'll get a vote that's worth the shite? Now, my opinion, for what it's worth, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, things have been progressing too fast, negatively. And I said months ago that this is going to end up, the shit's going to, not because he's going to hit the fan, because no one's going to want to do anything, but apart from protests, which is great, don't get me wrong, the protests are fantastic, I really love them, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough. Now, I've been having, in my comments on my video, like yesterday's video, and some of my shorts, people keep reminding me about the Constitution. The Constitution has been bypassed by Donald Trump and the Supreme Court. It's bypassed. He's ignoring it. It's only as good as the enforcement. If you don't enforce the law that is passed, whether it be in the lower courts or in Supreme Court, well then it has no value. That's why you must have some kind of judicial system in place, where there is recourse, there is consequence. Well, Donald Trump don't see any consequence for any of his actions. For feck's sake, he's a felon and he's in the White House. He's the President of the United States. This is how bad it's got. The US has lost. You've lost. This should have been nipped in the bud right at the beginning. As soon as anything egregious, he should never got the chance to be the President of the United States, obviously. He should have been locked up behind bars. You can thank the Democrats for that one. And the judicial system was weak. The people were weak. Why the feck didn't they actually lock him up? Yeah, there have been protests on the street, but look what's happening now. Tomorrow, 1,500 agents. Was it today? It might be today, actually. Is it 23rd or 24th? There's 1,500 agents have been deployed in the Bay Area. 1,500 agents. So shit is going to hit the fan there. When are people going to stand up? I'm sorry, I would not shed a tear if I saw some of them agents get their heads blown off. So I just wouldn't. I know what you're going to say, the Insurrection Act. I'm sorry, that's coming anyway. Whether it be the Insurrection Act or just Donald Trump just doing what he wants. He's weakening your resolve. He's making you weak. He's suppressing you. You're losing your heart, your belief in your own country. I know there's protests. You can remind me of that again. I understand. But it ain't enough. I can see that people love their country. But it has to be more than protests. It has to be. I know people could disagree with me on that, and maybe people have already unsubscribed because of what I just said. But that has got to that point now where the only way you're going to change the direction of your country is by force. It's the only way. And some people will die. But you've been here before. You had a civil war, you had a revolution. You've been there before. And if you don't stand up to this, all those people that fought for you before, you've poked them in the feckin' eye. There are things people can do, whether you've got a gun or not. Oh, did I say that? I should have said that. Poo-poo, maybe. I don't know. I'm not suggesting that's what you do, but that's kind of where I feel it's necessary now. I really do. That's sad. It's sad. I wish I didn't have to say that, but I do. And if nothing happens that changes this direction, you're all done for. I'm just saying, as I say, I'm a bystander. I get the news from elsewhere. I'm not getting your news. Well, I get that as well, but you know. People's opinions of what's going on in the United States is shock. You should read the comments on some of these other countries' platforms, like South Korea, for instance, and Japan. They can't believe what's going on. I can't believe what's going on. I can't believe it's been allowed to go on. The system has been broken by Donald Trump and his lackeys, but also those billionaires and corporate greed that is controlling him. Because he's easy to control. It's all about money. Anyway, please hit the like button. Maybe subscribe to the channel since I'm losing left, right and bloody centre. Even our bank manager that followed Mark Carney in the UK is saying it's very concerning to see all these companies going bankrupt and car manufacturers going bankrupt. You've now got, like for instance, what is it now? Who is it now? It's a Packard who builds the sorry, this video's getting too long, but who built the Peter built trucks, been built in Canada, no longer. One's destined for the United States is now going to be built in the United States. There's another one to boycott, I suppose. This is getting bad. It's getting really, really bad. And I really feel sorry for you all, to be honest. I even feel sorry for, well, MAGA maybe. No, that's self-inflicted. That's definitely self-inflicted. I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna call this one a day, but please hit the old like button. And I haven't mentioned it yet today, which I should have done. But with all this rain going on at the moment, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's pouring, absolutely pouring. It's been heavy rain and winds here in France at the moment where we are, in the Limousin. But if you would like to have a tree, because we are planting now again, there's links down below, and basically we'll plant a tree on your behalf, and then you can have a sign with the tree. I'll make a sign with the tree, yeah, to go with your tree, and you can have maybe a loved one, what have you, and we make that with the laser. Actually, I can show you the lasers. Just 2 seconds. It will take me a couple of seconds. Oh, crikey. I'm moving my camera, that I am. We're going to go into my little room, my other little room in here. Oh, my God. Don't show the mess. It's too much of a mess. Don't show the mess. So we've got our lasers over here, all right? We've got 2 lasers here, that one here, and that one. And we use these to make the signs to go with the tree. So we've got a little CNC machine there as well. And yeah, don't look at the mess. It's too much of a mess. And don't look at the missus, because she's wondering what I'm on about now.
I've just come to tell you I think I secured everything.
Oh, she secured everything. I don't even hear that rain.
Take the trampoline down.
Yep.
And I've got the windswept.
Oh, anyway, I'm going to make a move there. Please people, the like button, and like I say, links down below if you want to have a tree. Toodaloo.